Okay, so just to get started here with this week's coaching call, we're going to look at a couple of questions that have come up throughout the course of the week. Now, as a starting point, I'm just going to look at the Football Fitness Scorecard. This is something I created last year because it sort of sums up not only a really simple way for you to look at your football fitness stuff, but also a simple way to look at health and performance in general. It sort of gamifies it a wee bit, but it sort of falls into every single aspect of football fitness and the physical side of the game. Now, you don't have to do this scorecard, but it's pretty useful. It's a nice, easy way of doing things. So, if you want to do it right now, you can. If you want it, just message me and I can send you a PDF of it. But effectively, you're going to score yourself out of 20 points. All right. So you're going to give yourself 1 point per question, and you only have 4 sections. The 4 sections are going to be brain, eat, sleep, and train, which is effectively mindset, nutrition, recovery, and training. Now, BEST obviously stands for that acronym: brain, eat, sleep, and train. And obviously, this is going to help you get your best performance and high performance and yada yada yada. I talk about this all the time. The simple things done consistently well, and to me, this is the 4 key areas of physical and mental performance. So to do that, we need to make sure these things are done from a foundational level to start with. So the goal is not only your total score we want to see, but we also want to see each individual score here. So there'll be 5 points for each section. So it allows you to quickly identify where is the weak areas of your game and maybe where do you have to improve. Now, I do make a little exclamation mark here for anyone who's got the PDF, because it's easy to cheat, easy to lie here and just go, oh, yeah, I'm smashing it, and then sort of be on the periphery of, yeah, I'm doing okay, and then before you know it, your score's not really a real reflection of where you're at. The point in this is to give yourself an honest assessment. It's not about being good or bad, because often you'll probably find there's times in your football career and in your life where nutrition's really good, and there's times where maybe you're on holiday or you've got a really busy time at work or school or whatever your situation is, and you're travelling all the time, nutrition's not very good. Or maybe you're in a situation where you're an older football player and you've got a young family and your sleep's affected. So the point is to see what is the lowest hanging fruit, what's the area which is letting you down, because more than likely, if your sleep is a 1 out of 5, your brain's going to be probably a 1 or 2 out of 5, maybe a 3, because the sleep is going to impact how you feel and how you think. It might even impact how you eat. Now, it's about looking at what is the one linchpin, what's the one thing out of these 4 that you could fix, and it fixes the rest. And we know that if you don't sleep very well, you can't probably lift as much, you're not as fast, you won't feel as fit, you'll feel sluggish and tight. You naturally will gravitate towards shit food, and psychologically, you're knackered, you're moody, you're snappy. So you know that's a huge component, all right? And all we're doing is just try to find for you what's the area that's letting you down the most right now. It's a good thing just to always reflect back to. Now, this is just about you as an individual, not other players. So just go through it. Simple questions out of 5. This is the foundations. This is not even the advanced stuff. So really, for me, talking to any player coming on to work with me, I would like to see these scores at least at a 3 or above. And if it is a 1 or a 2, I would like to see it above a 3. So for many of you listening who've been with me for a while, I'm hoping that you're ticking off several of these pretty comfortably. So if you look at brain to start with, I won't read every single one of them out, but effectively we're looking at, do you have a goal? Are you tracking things and you're consistent with it? Do you feel like you've got high standards compared to other people in your team? Are you tracking your progress in an app or pen and paper? And are you feeling confident on the pitch and off the pitch with your body? So on the pitch, do you feel, shit, I'm going to get injured? Or do you feel like, nah, I feel good, I feel fit? And then off the pitch, are you happy to take your top off knowing you've lost a lot of body fat, or knowing that you've put on some lean muscle mass, or knowing that you're shredded? Whatever it might be for you, everyone's different. But if you've just lost 5 kilos or 10 kilos, you'll be more confident. If you've just gained 5 kilos or 10 kilos, you'll be more confident. If you feel more muscular, you'll be more confident. Then eat also includes a hydration component. Again, this is foundational stuff. You're drinking at least 3 litres of water a day. You've got individualised nutrition targets and macronutrient targets that you hit each day. You eat at least fruit, at least 5 fruit or veg each day. You're tracking your nutrition, and also you're at your ideal body weight and you don't have body fat or muscle mass to gain. Now, you don't need to get 5 out of 5. It's very rarely when you get 5 out of 5 for all of these. So you might be in a situation where you're doing all this, but you're on a journey to doing one of these 2 things. Again, this is a foundational stuff because losing body fat and gaining lean muscle to a level you're happy with is super important for you to then build on the foundation of strength, power and speed. If you have no muscle, it's going to be difficult to build a shit ton of strength if you get no muscle whatsoever. You're going to have to build some muscle. If you're trying to get faster but you're carrying too much body fat, then naturally that's going to slow you down. So sleep and recovery. Again, you never feel heavy or sore or tired on game day. Sleeping 7 hours, you fall asleep quickly, you wake up feeling energetic and refreshed most morning, and you've got a S&C plan that you follow. It varies depending on the time of the season, and you can be flexible with it. Now, if you're part of the Football Fitness Academy, which all of you out listening are, I'm taking care of this, so this is a definite point. If you're in pre-season versus in-season versus off-season, you will have a different program, and if you've got a different schedule, you can easily move the training days around to suit your schedule, and you get the template of the peak performance protocol that I went through in the last coaching call, and also the resource that's in the app of how to structure your training week, and you can be very flexible with that. Now, looking at training, now this is just rough foundational stuff I tried to make super simple that you can do with almost limited equipment. The only thing you would really need is a chin-up bar and a trap bar. You could use a barbell for a back squat or something else like a box squat or a split squat, but trap bar's the easiest one in my opinion. Just pick it up, it's that simple, alright, and with fairly decent technique, which most players pick up pretty quickly. Whereas the back squat can be a little bit trickier for some people. Some people don't like having the bar in the back, some players are still learning how to squat properly. Whereas the trap bar, it's more of a half squat slash deadlift. It's a bit of a hybrid, and it's a much easier learning curve. So in terms of this, all we're looking for is if you're in the green, you give yourself a point. If you're in the yellow, you get a 0, and if you're in the red, it's -1. Now, you might not have tested yourself recently, and that's not a problem. Sometimes training will be a test, so you should know through your training, are you hitting this stuff? Now, you could be in the red for all of this, right? But you could have still improved drastically in the last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. So your standing long jump might still be under 2.5 metres, but you could have started at 1.8 metres and now you're at 2.3. So you've drastically improved, but you're still in that red, and that's not a problem because you know individually you're on the way to getting out of that red into the yellow. Now, this is the targets I recommend you can hit. Obviously, I'd love you all to hit the green as a minimum, and there's no reason why not. And I can tell you right now, at the time of this video, I'm 36. I'm yellow in here, I'm green in here, I'm green for the chin-ups, push-ups. I might be sneaking in probably closer to 50 than at 60. The time trial, I'm probably in here. Yeah, I'd be in here. Side plank, I'm here. So I'm not bad for a 36-year-old guy who isn't currently playing football. I'm coaching in football, working with a football team, but I still stick to similar training as you're all doing, because I know these standards. If you went to a football club tomorrow, professional football club, you get tested on your power, your strength, your upper body relative strength, your aerobic speed, and some sort of core exercise. There might not be these exact exercises. You might do a back squat. You might use an isometric mid-thigh pull, which is technology that some clubs will use. You might use a vertical jump or a force plate, which you'll see professional players. It's like a platform which players are either jumping off of for a vertical jump, and it measures their power and it measures the height of their jump, and you can also see how much power they're having on each leg. If they do it single leg, then you also can measure the rebound time. So if they're doing continuous jumps on the force plate, or they're stepping off a box and rebounding off of it, there's lots of things you can do with technology. But if all you've got is a tape measure, you do a standing long jump, and it can give you really good results in terms of knowing how powerful you are. That's horizontal power, and if you're getting better there, the chances are you're getting faster sprint wise as well. So that's a really important one to get better at if you're looking to improve your speed and power. This is obviously your strength. This is important to make sure you're not putting too much weight and you can't do this stuff, and at the same time it keeps your body fat in check and ensures a bit of balance between lower and upper body, and obviously aerobic fitness, and then just basic core endurance and a little bit of low back protection there as well. So you'd score yourself out of 20. You then have an individual summary out of these 4 things. You give yourself a ranking, and you can ignore that part, and that's pretty much it. That's a scorecard. Now, I would recommend that all of you are If you're in a Football Fitness Academy, you should be 15 and above, you should be in the pro or world class, especially if you've been here for, 12 weeks. But again, it depends on your starting point. If you've started here unfit, 10 kilograms overweight, and you've never done really much gym work before, you might still be getting yourself out of here. But overall, you should be really, really nailing the S, the E, and the B, because you have a structured plan, you're following nutrition, you've got individualised targets, you've got a structured training week. A lot of the guesswork is removed, and if it isn't removed, you ask me and I tell you the answer. So really, it's just a training bit that we're actually just working towards. This is really the foundational stuff. Like I said, if you're comfortably hitting 18 to 20 and you're smashing every single thing here, then it's more than likely you're going to be working with me one-on-one, and we're looking at more advanced strategies. Because I can guarantee, if you're hitting all these targets in the green here and you're doing all this stuff, you're going to be well ahead of 90% of people you're playing with. I work with a lot of players, and very few of them are doing this stuff consistently. They might say they do it on one day. They might go, yeah, I drank 3 litres of water last week, or I eat 5 fruit and veg sometimes. This is what you commonly do. You wake up and this is a normal day for you. If you don't do it, that's not the abnormal part. So just something to keep in mind with the Football Fitness Scorecard. Something just you can always refer back to. Maybe you've got some time off after an injury, you come back, try and make sure this is your bread and butter. Alright, I think it's a really useful thing. A lot of players have gave good feedback on it and seen it as a little, small, quick Bible for them to look back at and give themselves a good kick up the backside to make sure that they're getting the foundational stuff done before worrying about the advanced stuff.